Frank, you must be very proud of your boys for that comeback.
No. Yeah, I think of course it goes without saying. You know, it was. I'm really proud that they stuck to it. You know, it's easy conversation at half time. We had 9 turnovers before half time. We lost 3 lineouts. We got penalised in the scrum. We got penalised 7 times. We weren't playing for a lot of reasons. The wind and the rain's intimidating, and we play against the world-class team like that. That, you know, I thought we defended really well to just keep them out for 21. I had my doubt about the one try. It was a little bit unfortunate, but you know, but still, the conversation halftime was one of belief and that the boys understood. And yeah, obviously it's an important psychological win for us.
What does it like, Frank, when you wins since you've arrived here?
Yes, I like every win, to be honest. So it's no, it's good. I think the way I'm more interested in the way, not who we beat, but the way we did it. The belief shown, and you know, every aspect of the game was done better and better. It grew, the confidence grew, the belief grew, the execution of all the small detail that we asked from the boys. You know, with the plan was always to bring Gregor as an extra ball carrier on, and George to come on in the second part of the game to lift intensity, and they just did fit it in at the right time, and we were, and then the last bunch of boys that came on, and we waited till the right time from that perspective to make sure that we have the freshest pair of legs towards the end. So I think from Nigel's attack perspective and Scottish defense perspective, the breakdowns that Roddy drives for us, and lineouts with Shade Monroe's help as well there, and Rico at scrum time. I think all the coaches can also be really proud. I'm definitely most proud of the fact that we are intense and dense till the last minute. So our S&C team obviously compliment us with them as well.
A lot of these players have been part of a Scotland team that's faced a lot of questions about their ability to come back in face of adversity. They've done it time and time again with Glasgow, and again I would suggest that you know, what they've done against the 6th time European champions doesn't suggest that there's any kind of mental blockage there with that group.
Yes, I agree. You know, I think it's a different challenge. You know, I don't want to comment on a test match. It's obviously a different challenge, but for now, the objective here is to to keep on growing that confidence and that belief and nurture it. I know how important it is for Scottish rugby.
You said you. Just to follow that up, you know, to do that against that calibre of team, you know, in terms of what belief for the rest of the competition, it must give you, you know, there's nothing to fear in this after doing something like that.
There is expectation. I fear expectation, so we don't want to carry extra weight going forward. I think we're 1 foot already into this 2 derby games coming up, and for us to use the right things here to grow the squad and the team is important. So I know that there's a lot of expectation that's going to come now. It's going to be important for me to channel that expectation away from the team and concentrate and focus. You know, it's arguably the toughest and densest rugby season that there's been. In fact, there's only 1 break in the Six Nations, and the fact that we do not have the traditional January break, like I explained right in the beginning of the season, to manage all these players and to have them perform in the Six Nations is my priority. And you know, so the rest of the squad is going to have to play their part as well.
You said you all believed at half time. What did you say? What was the message? Can you let us know?
Everybody always asks me that, but yeah, I can't always tell. You know, there's strategy, there's tactical, there's philosophy, there's a lot of things that's that puts together, and there's the practical things and the perspective rather than the perception. A lot of ingredients goes into what one says. So the fact that the boys know how to put it in action, that I really appreciate.
You're always so analytical, Franco, and so calm, but this was one of the most probably famous nights in Scottish rugby. You can see how the crowd reacted to it. Can you get a sense of that as well, how big a night it was for them?
Look, I don't know about the largeness of the night. You know, the fact that we haven't had our people at Loftus Versfeld for the win of the URC. Maybe something like this was an opportunity for them to shout as hard as they can. They play an important role for us. I hope that we see them all at Hampden next week. We need that support. We need, and we want to make them proud of us as a team. Part of my message on a Monday morning is, you are heroes to a lot of people. We must merit that. And I think the appreciation from the crowd tonight was something that will help these players in their quest to become the best version of themselves.
How important was leadership in today's game?
And it was obviously very important. We have a lot of leaders and a lot of small divisions in the team, and the fact that they understand and understood what's needed and the way they adapted. I think from a penalty perspective specifically, we lost the plot a little bit towards the back end of the first half, and the way everybody calmly adjusted due to the leadership of the players as well. Obviously a huge contribution.
How's Josh McKay looking?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get soft tissue injuries. I'm proud of the fact that we never have, but he's pulled his hamstring, so one would have to now first assess and see what is the damage. But it is critical. We'll see how serious it is, and obviously, but him and Carl Rowe and Fergus Watson, that we unfortunately lost, all players in that back division that. It's important for us with a already limited squad in that perspective.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.